Hello again and welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. Your host tonight, Bob, Cory, and Todd. Cory, how are you?
Oh, better now that I'm here and safe and not on these snowy roads. That was a heck of a drive in, buddy.
We appreciate your dedication to the show.
Thank God for four-wheel drive.
Todd, Dylan, how are you?
Increíble.
Every time you bust out. Oh, should I mute the... Hold on.
Oh, yeah, the TV.
There we go. Much better. Yeah, every time you bust out the French, I always hope that our friends, the Sound Eaters, are going to be listening to this one. And I need to start doing exactly that and letting them know, like, hey, in case you didn't listen, Todd busts out some French. Dig the episode as soon as you can.
Bonjour.
Going for low-hanging fruit.
Indeed.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is like 3 weeks in a row.
Dude, it was gone.
Fisherman's Friend? Did you
I
bring
don't
it?
have any with me today.
I got the Ricola, if you'd like it.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It honestly hasn't been bad, so I don't know. Hopefully it clears up here.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, if you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. If you're returning, we really appreciate it. We're here each and every weekend. You can find us out at the streaming services anywhere where you can get a podcast, specifically YouTube.
Yes. Like and subscribe, please.
Like and subscribe, for the love of God.
Hit the button.
All
Hit
it
the
takes
button.
is, one click of a button.
Smash that button, is that what the kids say?
Smash that like button.
I think
don't
it's
be
hilarious.
sus though.
Dude. There was some commercial I was watching while I was waiting for Cory to get here where there was some dad who was making pancakes for his two young daughters.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Yeah. I almost couldn't watch the whole commercial. I'm like, oh, man, he's really making us old dudes look bad.
Oh, I actually think I know what you're talking about.
Do
I
you?
think I just saw it today, yeah.
That's what I think about every time I say, like, is that what the kids say? I look at you and I'm like, is this going to fly or not?
I mean, see, that's the crazy part, though, is because you guys are both way older than I am.
Well, when you say way,
Like, 30,
we're
40
closer
years.
to the grave, for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
I am absolutely hipper than Bob though. I'm more down, more in, more plugged in. I got more young peeps in my Rolodex of friends. So
I don't
stay
think
young,
anyone
Bob.
uses the word peeps anymore,
Yeah,
Todd.
I think you just
crossed-
undercut your entire argument.
No. Just because you use one lexicon of phrase doesn't mean you're precluded from using others. I span the spectrum.
And it's also not more hipper. It'd just be more hip. than...
Also, the young folks.
Now Cory's an English major.
If you say the word precluded to the young folks, they're gonna call you boomer and go like, "Stop dropping those weird terms," because I'm gonna take that as a sign of disrespect.
Is that an $8 word?
Yeah.
What I haven't
that
told you
cringe?
yet. What I haven't told you yet, Todd, is I finished my master's degree in English last week.
Congratulations.
Took me 6 months. 6 months.
6 months.
There you go.
Yeah.
Son
Exactly.
of a bitch.
Harvard, nonetheless.
Exactly.
Oh, you went to Harvard?
I went to Harvard.
To the yard?
Harvard.
Harvard online.
Oh, you can also find us out. If you want to send us an email, you can send it to schnozzcast@gmail.com. Or if you're not down with the email, you can send us a DM on Instagram, probably the best way. Also follow us there.
Please.
Yeah, so gentlemen, housekeeping out of the way, I must say, let's just start with Todd. What are you drinking, Todd?
Yes, sir. I am drinking Heineken Zero, and it is fantastic.
No, it's not.
Because as you know,
we all know, it's February.
it is February.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to dry. A lot of people do dry January. I do dry February.
Always got to be different.
You always got to be the shortest month, brother.
Is this a leap year?
Last year was a leap year. I had an extra day.
Okay.
It was tough.
All right. So when you do your shot, you're going to be doing some sort of alcohol-free whiskey?
No, don't spend money on anything like that.
Yeah.
Do they make anything like that?
What
I
about
know they
those
make
people
low
who are-
proof,
Yeah.
but I don't know about no proof, like zero alcohol.
Zero
whiskey.
alcohol.
Yeah. I don't
Just
know
something that tastes like peanut butter or peach.
I got some pomegranate juice if it'll make you happier.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Cory, what are you drinking?
Well, actually, I haven't even grabbed it or opened it yet. There we go.
Got it.
I have some hard Mountain Dew.
He was sitting so far off camera, he had literally had to bend himself in half to go and reach it.
I haven't stretched like that in I don't know how long.
Yeah, I heard all the cracking from over here.
Yeah, hard Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I am drinking, per our buddies at the Nonsense Zone, Andy Biggs, requested that I drink Stroh's tonight. And so that's what I got.
He requested you have Stroh's?
He demanded it.
Ooh, he could have been a little nicer to you.
Well, that's how those mouthy Nonsense Zones guys are. They're just all full of piss and vinegar and demands and...
Andy, I swear to God, if Bob's face down on the table halfway through this podcast, I'm coming after you, buddy.
Literally, I have not had beer in a long time.
I know, and that's what I'm afraid of right now.
Yeah. So
and especially Stroh's, too. Stroh's is no Miller Lite.
No, it's not. I don't know why you compare it to Miller Lite.
Because Miller Lite's not, I mean, that's not like a heavy beer. This
is also not heavy. It's 4.6.
All right. I thought Stroh's was stronger than that.
It also tastes great.
I can tell. How about you grab yourself another bowl of cereal and put some Stroh's on it?
Oh, dude. Oh, that would have ruined that cereal. I might not have done it if I'd had Stroh's.
That's the breaking point?
That was the tipping point for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I had the peach hard soda at the time. Peach flavored crunch berries. It was delicious. Thank you, Todd Dillon, for the challenge. And speaking of Todd Dillon, I got to get, and I'm sure our fans are going to maybe be in the mood to hear it. I need a chicken update, sir. How goes it with the chicken situation? Now, just to recap, Todd, you took one of your chickens to the chicken doctor for some chicken related incident, and got her on some. She
was bottom hoe. She got beat down by the other chickens.
Yeah.
And found her lame and unable to walk. Thought they broke one of her legs, but it turned out they broke a rib.
Okay. So, and subsequently, you brought her home and put her in the lap of luxury.
Brought her into the lap of luxury. She had the bonus room to herself for a little bit. We actually had Chastity, another one of our chickens with a stripper name.
That's a stripper name.
Yeah.
Todd, real quick, and sorry, not to interrupt your story, but it has to do with chickens. The next chicken you get, can we pick names for it?
We've talked about this already.
Did we?
In fact, long ago, Nick requested that he give all of his chickens first, middle, and last names, not just the first, which is how we came up with Renee Henderson Cluckenstein. But yeah, if you're down with it, Todd, I feel like
I'll take inputs. Definitely next time we re-up on some chicks, so we will I will definitely entertain chicken names.
The first one I'm throwing in the bucket is Cinnamon.
Cinnamon's not bad. Cinnamon's not bad.
That's I think that's a top of the line stripper name right there.
I think that I can make that. I think I can be down with that.
All right.
I know someone named Cinnamon. I feel like you might too, Cory. Just through friend networks.
I think I would remember a Cinnamon.
Yeah,
in my friend group.
All right. Well, after the show,
we'll talk
about profile.
Okay.
Yeah. But actually, Todd, what you really should do is put a poll out there on our Schnozzcast page for our listeners to vote for.
Pick chicken names.
Yeah, chicken stripper names.
Chicken.
It to be precise. But yeah, give them a list of like 10 of them, and let's let the fans pick one.
Well, what I thought, speaking of that, that's a great point. Coming up next month, we have some special guests coming on, and we need to name our listeners. Remember, that's another thing we should put out for the.
We have to name our listeners.
Remember,
like girl dinner,
like they have
snackers.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to come up with that. Yeah, that's going to be tough.
We should crowdsource that as well.
Oh, I feel like we might get like a Tuggy McTugface, sort of a crowdsourced name for a boat.
Hey, if that's what they pick.
I guess. I mean, I'm all for it.
You got to give the people what they want.
Sometimes, do you?
I mean,
really?
I say yes.
I feel like that if history has proven nothing over the last like 20 years, when it comes down to people going like, we should give the people what they want, it turns out the answer was you really shouldn't have.
Well,
yeah.
History will always tend to repeat itself.
Yes, that's why your boat is named Boaty McBoatface, and you get what you get.
Chicken McChicken tits.
I mean, so I'm talking about a poll in which you give them options and they have to pick. You're talking about something like a fill in the blank.
Oh,
like
yeah,
write
definitely.
it in. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Todd. We got way off topic here.
We got far afield.
Yeah. Sorry. So anyways, back to
The chicken update.
it was Amber, right?
so-
It was Amber.
Yeah, it was Amber.
Oh,
and so I,
ooh.
We'll get to that. We'll get
Okay.
to that.
Continue on.
We'll
Todd.
get to that.
Yeah. These are not stripper names.
Amber is
Listen.
definitely a stripper name.
Listen.
Hey, dude.
We're okay. Hey, this seems to be a good time to break into the chicken update, call a timeout, and let folks know we've got some special guests coming on the show over the next couple of weeks.
Sam and Amber.
Hold on. So today's the 8th. Today's the 8th of February. On our February 15th show, we're gonna have a couple of special guests, Dave Ezekiel and Gina Vlasbaum, who's been a #1 super fan of the show for quite a while. And the following week, the 22nd, we are crossing fingers, hoping to get Mr. James Krabby Pappas onto the show. Also, it's been forever since he's been here, and he's got to show up primarily just to get the swag from Cory that he's been holding on to for like 3 years.
Oh yeah, easily 3 years.
Yeah. And then once we get to March 1st, we will be bringing Sam and Amber from Girl Dinner onto the show to do an interview. And during that interview, I assume, breaking the news to Amber that she has a stripper name, according to Todd.
Pretty sure.
See how he threw you right under the bus, Todd?
Yeah, I think I said
but
in the last episode that Amber wasn't a stripper name, and Todd said, nope, totally a stripper
It's a
name.
stripper name.
See?
Have you ever seen Ted?
I have.
That's Amber Wynn, though.
It's still a stripper name.
Well, yeah, it's not
She's a
just.
professional stripper, though.
It's not. It's not
Aren't
just.
all strippers professionals?
Well,
I may have
I
seen
mean,
an amateur one or
if
two.
you
Yeah.
get paid to strip at an establishment, you are a professional.
not a single one of those ladies at La Chambre back in the day were professionals. I just got to say.
Those were crackheads.
Wow.
Right.
Well,
Chambre.
they're getting paid. They're professionals, and we met about 7 Ambers.
Did we? Not at the Chambre, we didn't. I guarantee you, we never met an Amber at the Chambre.
I think La Chambre, yeah, it might actually be two.
You're thinking.
Too
You're
low
thinking
class
the
of a place.
chapeau. You're no.
Chapeau
You're
vert?
thinking, I was thinking chapeau vert. That's
Maybe
where I
Henry
saw my
the
first-
Eighth?
That's where I saw my first pregnant stripper.
Oh, there it is.
I saw
You
a
never-
hand when she was on the pole. A third hand.
A third hand, grip the pole.
The baby's kicking. Look at that.
There's 3 hands on the pole. Wow. You never forget your first pregnant stripper.
You never forget your first pregnant stripper. You do not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so we planned on having Girl Dinner on here on the 1st of March, but if they listen to this episode, perhaps they might give that a second thought.
That could all change
Well,
tonight.
hold on a second. Just because you have a stripper name doesn't make you a stripper. It just means you have a name that is common amongst the stripping community. I have a name that's common among country clubbers, and I'm not a country clubber.
Get the fuck out of here. Yes, you are.
Todd. That is a fine line that I'm going to let you dance on March 1st with Girl Dinner, Todd. I'm going to cede the microphone to you when it comes to
happy to do
explaining
it.
your
Happy to do
justification for.
Happy to do it.
Todd's a member at 3 country clubs and owns his own country club.
Called Todd's Country.
Yeah.
Todd's Country Club.
I'm not a country clubber.
So is Amber still ruling the roost in the bonus room?
Well, let me tell you. Let me give you the full update. So
Yeah.
we brought in Chastity because she was looking like something was wrong with her as well. And unfortunately, first we kind of let her shack up and hang out with Ambers because chickens are social animals. So we wanted to see if they would, if having that companion compatriot up in the bonus room would kind of speed along her recovery, because I was tasked with giving Amber 3 medications twice a day orally, and if you've never tried to medicate a chicken, it's kind of a pain in the ass. And also, when you have a chicken with a broken leg, for 2 weeks, I found out that I had to actually give it sink baths because she couldn't get up to take a dump. So she took dumps, and they were all clumped under her little chicken vent. And so, not to get too gross or too far afield, long story short, about 3 days into the Chastity Amber cohabitation, we lost Chastity. She just died. Don't know if it was old age or what the deal was. And unfortunately, after 2 weeks of nursing Amber, she did not get any better. She was unable to stand. I did all the medical routine, took her back into the vet, and we kind of all came to the decision that it wasn't looking good for Amber to be able to walk again. And even if she did, in the long shot of longest shots, walk again, likely as soon as I set her back into the run with the other chickens, they would kick the shit out of Amber, and we'd be back at the Exotic Pet Veterinary Hospital talking about $275 for resuscitation.
Yeah, for resuscitation. Yeah,
$200 deep.
So I promptly paid the $90 euthanasia and $65 cremation fee for.
Hold on a minute. So, let me get this straight. So if your chicken, you decide, and you said we all came to the decision. I assume the we all is you and the
other
chicken
chickens?
doctor.
I was hoping it was the other chickens.
All the chickens are like, bagok.
I pulled all the
Thumbs down, bagok.
Exactly.
Todd's just sitting on the coop. They're all circled around.
Get over here, Portia. Get over here.
All right, guys. What do we do here?
So to decide that that's enough for Amber. Amber's now reached the end of her road, and you're going to let her shuffle off this mortal coil. They're only going to charge you $90, but if they were working on Amber, and Amber happened to have a chicken heart attack, they're going to charge you $275 to bring her back to life.
Correct.
Now, going into this, were you able to be like, okay, if something does happen, just let her go?
Well, that was the whole moral dilemma, Cory. The
Gotcha.
fact that I drove across town like an hour to go to this exotic pet hospital that I didn't even exist, that had charts for how to tell if a weasel is sick. Literally, I had no idea that people actually paid real money and this much money to take care of odd animals that like this. So it was a new experience for me.
You just stick your thumb up their butt, right? That's how you tell if a weasel's sick.
No, actually, I'll actually send you pictures. I took pictures of the little facial display. There's like I can't remember what the name of the chart is called, but it shows all the faces. There's weasel chart. There's a rabbit chart. There was a ferret chart. There's a whole bunch of freaking charts. And I'm like, they all look the same to me, but I guess I'm not a vet.
I was going to say, couldn't technically a weasel and a ferret, I would assume they probably exude the same signs of sickness.
Either one of them, there's no way I'm sticking my thumb up their ass. No way. Unless they're
you got big stocky thumbs,
dead.
Bob. You probably
unless they're
explode them.
Dead. What?
Why?
Hold on.
That's your.
Why?
Exactly. What kind of comment is that, Bob?
What?
Like, if they're dead, though, I'm comfortable sticking my thumb up their asses.
What? You already clearly know they're dead. What are you checking?
Well, if I was told, like, this is something that's got to be done.
To what? Bury them?
I don't know.
Free their little ferret souls.
I wasn't the one who brought up sticking my finger up a weasel's ass. That was Todd.
A weasel.
What I'd be most concerned about would be
I did not say that.
doing the weasel
That was
thing
Cory
and
who
like
said it.
whipping around and biting my hand off.
But if it was dead,
there's no risk of that then.
There's no risk of anything, so you don't need to stick your thumb up its ass.
Well, I mean, if someone said, like, you must do this, like if it was like a fraternity party.
Bob, you must stick your thumb up Cory's ass right this minute.
There's no way you're going to become a full-fledged brother unless you stick your thumb up that dead weasel's ass.
And don't worry, I'm not going to turn around and bite you. I might just turn around and give you a kiss.
They're dead. Yeah.
Ooh, Bob.
So the chicken
I thought
update,
it was pretty
Bob.
clear.
The chicken update is I'm down 2 chickens.
Man, that really sucks. That really
does.
sucks.
It sucked. It sucked. It was tough, especially when they started like explain. I'll explain the euthanasia procedure. I'm like, do I got to be in here for this?
Well, I think there's no better time than now to pour one out for Amber and Chastity.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, especially if you were putting 275 clams up to bring her back to life, I would want to be there at all moments to make the tough decisions.
Yeah, not so much.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, I guess
there's a bright side.
I guess it is going to be. Well, he's down 2 chickens. You need to replace them.
But you're saying the bright side is he gets to have 2 new chicken stripper names,
And then we get to pick the names.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I knew you were giving her. There was a reason why
Full
there's a
circle.
bright side. All right, we are a drinking podcast, except for Todd, because obviously it's February. So go ahead and pour yourself one and join us. To Amber and Chastity.
Amber and Chastity.
May they live forever in Todd's
chicken heaven.
memory. And yeah, ride a
dance
magnificent steed.
Dance on that chicken stripper pole.
Into chicken heaven.
Hit that pole, baby. Hit that pole. Salute.
Wow.
Excellent.
Those Heinekens go down really good. This is like a really high quality NA. Gentlemen.
Sounds like a
better you than I. That's for sure.
Well, all the talk about weasels and ferrets and whatnot, it felt like we were momentarily at the zoo.
I don't go to the zoo, Bob. Don't go to the zoo.
Hold on.
Anti-zoo. Not down with the zoo.
Okay, so you were
Nope.
At one point were a zoo going person.
Well, at one point I was not anti-zoo, and now I'm anti-zoo.
When you were not anti-zoo, you went to zoos, correct?
Not regularly. I mean, if my arm was twisted or somebody
ever.
had an
But
outing
I'm not
plan.
saying like weekly. I'm just saying ever, like
Oh, yeah.
periodically.
Yeah, I would
yearly,
periodically
maybe
go to the zoo. Yeah,
bi-yearly.
yeah.
All right, so
Biannual.
I would say bi-yearly, every 5 or 7 years.
Okay.
So for clarification,
Yeah.
you're stating now that you're just anti-zoo.
Anti.
And on our production meeting, I believe the word banned was thrown around.
I don't know that I threw the word banned. I said that I wasn't a cancel guy, but I don't go to the zoo anymore.
All right.
So it's not that you can't go to zoos. You just opt
I
never
refuse
to go.
I refuse to ever go to the zoo again.
Okay. So begs the obvious question.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
What did the zoo do to you, Todd?
So the zoo didn't do anything to me, and it's a bit of a dilemma. And that I do, you know that I'm an animal guy. I love animals, and so the thing that happened is I actually was doing this kind of exploratory thing. I was taking time to do things I hadn't done in a while, and I made a point. There's a zoo near our home called Tiger Mountain Zoo, and so I decided one day, hey, I'm just going to go and explore a local zoo, and fund the process. And when I went there, though, I kind of went in with a mind of just kind of searching and educating myself on things. And so when I got into the zoo, it's a really nice facility, but kind of one of the first things they have out front is the pen for the cougars, which are a cat that's very
Hold on,
prominent
out
here.
front, like the parking lot?
No, out in the front of the one of the first exhibits of the zoo.
Like you pay you pays your tickets, you get
You
gets inside, and you're
right,
like
and then,
faced with the cougars.
Yeah, like 14 steps in, that's the cougar enclosure.
And we're talking the animal, right? Not the like lady in her mid 40s. Hey,
Yeah, the animal, the
what are you doing
cat.
tonight?
40s
The
is a
large
cougar
cat.
now?
You're a man in your 30s. Yeah, if she's in her 40s, she's a cougar.
No, I'm going to say that's more MILF territory. Cougar is going to be
Not
pushing
necessarily.
like mid 50s.
What's the difference?
Like
Other than 10 years? but
10 years is a long fucking
They could
time.
still be a mom in their 50s. If as a matter of fact, they're more likely to be the mom in their 50s.
Okay, but if they, again, it's all age based.
So you're thinking MILF comes before cougar? Sorry, Todd, we were completely going away from the zoo discussion.
We're far afield, but that's
MILF
okay.
age is 40s, cougar age is 50s
Correct.
in your mind.
I believe that's actually noted all over the internet.
Really?
Yes,
It's official?
it's very official.
Okay, pull that up and let's share that with
I will.
with the
And
crowd.
hello, Lori, you came into this conversation at the very perfect time.
I'm not sure what she has to do with this.
I mean, I'd put her in MILF territory.
Well,
She
what
might be.
What if a
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
if a 45-year-old woman was a grandmother? Would she be a gilf still?
I mean, technically, if she was a grandmother, then yeah, I mean, that would make her a gilf. You're still not in cougar territory, but you're in gilf territory.
I don't understand why you can't be a cougar and a MILF at the same time.
Because that doesn't work like that.
Why not? What is the definition
Again,
of a
Bob,
cougar?
according to the internet.
Yep, give me the definition of a cougar.
It's a mountain lion or a large cat.
I was going to say, this is going to be kind of difficult to look up cougar.
Right.
What is the definition
of cougar? Meaning, I
And
would
it
like
seems
to
like
date
Lori's siding with Cory.
Look at that.
Lori's siding with Cory.
Oh,
See,
what?
thank you, Lori. Yeah,
What?
40s is not cougar age.
If their target, if their prey is a 20-year-old, wouldn't that make them a cougar?
No, it has to do with their age.
Okay, so that's all right. If Google, and by Google I don't mean AI, like ChatGPT giving you an immediate answer right at the top of the results, you gotta ignore that shit. If Google is telling you that cougar age starts at 50, then I'll accept that. Anyway, Todd, back to the...
So long as it's not ChatGPT.
Right. No, fuck that. I'm not giving them any credence. And I think you'll agree with me there, Todd. All right, back to the zoo. So you get in, and you're faced with a cougar pen.
Yeah, and so like I said, I was on this kind of journey of exploration and educating myself. And so I went, and the first thing is the cougar enclosures, like literally the first exhibit, which in my mind made sense because I'm at Tiger Mountain Zoo, so also named after a big cat, and cougars are very, very prevalent here. I mean, ultimately, there was a cougar done spotting a mile away from my house just a couple days ago.
Okay.
So
was she hot?
Again, the big cat, not the old lady.
All right, gotcha. It's keeping you honest.
So I started reading it, and I'm looking at this enclosure, and no lie, the pen for the two cougars that were in this pen was maybe 40 feet by 30 feet. So not that big.
Mm-hmm.
Not really big at all. And so I was starting to read all the information on the cougars. And cougars are pound for pound the most. I can't remember how they put it, but it's pound for pound. They are the strongest of all the cats. They can take down predators 10 times their size. They have a roaming range of like 45 miles. They have, like all these really cool facts. And then I'm looking at these two cougars sitting in a 40 by 30 cell. I'm like, something seems off about that.
Well, hold on.
And so I asked.
It seemed off because you felt like that enclosure is way too small for them to want to be in there for very long. And so therefore it's only a matter of minutes before they muscle open those bars and they come running after
it just kind of hit me that the enclosure was super small given the range that they would be covering in the wild. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of saying, again, while not as fast as leopards and cheetahs, on average cougars are also like in the top 5 of fastest big cats. So again, there's just all these cool things, and I'm like, well, in a 40 by 30 enclosure, I don't think you're ever going to have one of these cats get up to like 30 miles per hour, right? They're never gonna. They can't stretch. They can't like use any of the God-given abilities that they have. And so, and then actually interesting as I was reading every bit of information that they had all around the enclosure, just kind of educating myself on them. And the guy comes over and I was like, so in the wild, tell me like what would these guys be like laying here chilling out like they're doing right? Oh, well, no, they'd be doing. And he like lists all the activities that they do and how they hunt at night because they have great night vision. And go ahead.
Hold on. This is a guy came over. This is just a random guy. Like
it was one of the zookeepers.
This is the guy who cleans up after the cougar shit.
Yeah,
one of those guys.
One of those guys.
Okay, who you were assuming because he worked there and cleaned up cougar shit, knows everything there is to know about cougars.
He started volunteering a lot of it. I kind of shared what I was reading off the thing, and he kind of either added to or gave me other additional information.
But he gave you no other credentials. It didn't say like
cougar expert,
doctor, Dr. Phil Johnson, cougar PhD.
No, but I can't remember his name. But basically, he had informed me that he'd been working at this particular zoo for the last 20 some years,
shoveling shit.
Well, again, Now, if you shovel, so you're telling me if your job is shit shoveler, you won't know anything about the animal for which you shovel shit about?
I would, but there's a whole lot of people in this country who would not do the research, and they just continue shoveling shit for 20 years.
Well, again, he didn't say anything that was out of line or with what was being provided by, I assume, the guy in the show who made the signs around the enclosure, Bob.
He convinced you that he was knowledgeable.
Yes, because he bolstered the facts that I was reading from the materials provided.
Gotcha.
And that was kind of my first bit. And then I noticed, so the next thing I did, one of the other enclosures that's next to there is a bigger enclosure, maybe the size of your yard. Your entire yard, Bob, since I've been to your house before, including your front yard and your house included and all the way to your backyard fence. There is an enclosure about the size of your lot that had like 35 reindeer in it. And so from there, I was reading, I learned an interesting fact of all the deer, and I can't remember what genus the elk and deer and I don't even know, bison, and I don't know what genus all those animals fall in. But anyway, I didn't realize reindeer can swim, and not only can they swim, are they really good swimmers? They swim really fast.
It's the Ranga for a genus. Just so you.
Thank you for keeping me honest.
But anyway,
but I noticed they had like 40 reindeer in this enclosure, and like I said, in a spot the size of your home lot, which again wasn't very big for that many animals. They were highlighting the fact that these animals are very adept, very good swimmers who like swimming, and there was like a trickle of water running through the enclosure, like just slightly stronger than a pea stream after I've had about 6 beers. That was their water habitat. And since I've been to Alaska and seen reindeer in some of the habitats there, I noticed that they are so much smaller than there. And I'm like, why do they have 40 of these little anorexic reindeer and no place for them to do the things that they are good at and that they do? And so, and I went, and the next thing I went to was the tiger enclosure.
That's not even enough for them to get airborne.
No,
not at all.
They couldn't pull no room for a sleigh takeoff.
Yeah,
not at all.
Straight from the ground. They have
to go. They have to be. What do you call those things? Those ospreys.
That's what I was thinking.
Sounds
like those ospreys.
And then the next thing they had a white tiger enclosure, and kind of similarly, and their enclosure was even smaller than the cougar enclosure with this giant tiger. And I'm like, so long story long, essentially the reason why I am anti-zoo is every animal that I saw there was not really set up to kind of live its best life. And yes, there's somebody feeding and it's not competing. But I'm like, at the end of the day, that's one of those situations, would they rather be dead than living in a 30 by 40 enclosure, having assholes stare at them? Now I know why gorillas throw shit at kids. Now I know why the monkeys throw shit at them. I know
why they maul someone every year.
Exactly. Why they spank it in front of her. They're like, fuck you guys. And so I'm supporting the animals who have been putting up.
I got to be honest with you. That this is I did not select this as the reason why Todd was anti-zoo, mostly because this doesn't serve our comedic purposes, but secondly because I figured that Todd would have had some sort of beef with an animal,
a zoo animal. You think I'm that shallow?
For no reason whatsoever. A personal animus. Yeah,
Bob. So that there is that piece. So then the final bit, and where I really decided that I was never ever going back to the zoo, is when I went to the aviary.
Yep.
And a fucking big ass macaw took a shit that splashed me, and then fucking screeched at me on fucking 11 for about an hour. And I was like, fuck you two. I don't, at least I can leave here, motherfucker.
I was going to say, you realize you could have walked away from that bird at any point, Todd.
I knew that it was going to be some sort of Kramer and the monkey situation in which Todd had a personal beef with one of the animals, and they were like, you need to apologize to the bird. And he's like, fuck that bird. I'm not apologizing. He owes me an apology. I'm Todd Dillon.
I was kind of imagining a beluga whale laughing at Todd through the window.
Yeah.
And Todd just berating it and pounding on the glass and telling kids they can never
making faces.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
You'd already had enough.
You didn't even make it to the camel enclosure.
Well, Todd, this has been quite the journey you've taken us on here. This is not what I expected to hear. I was pleasantly surprised, simply because of the time that it ate up in the show, but mostly because it. That's
because we were talking about whether a cougar was a cougar, gilf, or MILF.
Yeah, cougar versus MILF. Which, Cory, did you get an answer?
Speaking of which, so Lori did say if she's in her 40s chasing a 20-year-old, we call that a pukey face. The emoji.
That's not an industry
Bill
term.
Belichick's dating a 20-year-old, and he's like 70.
My personal feeling is that a cougar is someone who is chasing after someone that is half their age. So if they're in their 40s and the dude's in their 20s, cougar. If they're in their 50s and dude's like 25, 30, cougar. A MILF can be of any age. They just have to be a mom. And attractive enough for you to apply the MILF label. Well, sorry. If they're a mom at 14, probably
wait a minute, hold on
not the best.
Hold on. You just put another interesting caveat.
Yeah.
So in order to be a MILF, you have to be attractive to you?
Well, to the person that's saying they're a MILF, I mean, it is implied, right? By its very nature, it is implied.
Yeah,
it's a mom I'd like to fuck.
Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
you can disagree with it, but to that person, that fulfills the category.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on. I want to push on that a little bit.
This is the well that never stops running.
Yeah. So what if there was like an unattractive woman, but she had a banging body?
Okay. Well, okay. So you're talking the butterface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
MILF?
Well, again,
can she be a MILF?
Maybe someone decides that I am willing to put up with any other part of them that they're declaring them a MILF. You don't have to agree with it.
Gotcha.
It's all subjective.
It's 100% subjective. I got it.
I would say I think the term MILF is in the eye of the beholder of if that individual thinks that person is a MILF or not. Like Bob said, you guys could disagree with me saying someone's a MILF.
Yeah.
And you guys be like, oh yeah, there's no way. But as long as I feel that way, then I could use that term appropriately.
Right. And we wouldn't be denying.
But you'd be wrong then, right?
I'd still be 100% right, Todd.
He's living. Cory would be living his best life, living his own truth, and as the kids say.
And Lori, just so you know too, let's say a friend of mine back when he was in his 20s, 40-year-old was top of the line.
Yeah,
yeah. I knew someone. It wasn't me.
Like the older ladies.
Yeah. So
with all the experience that they provide.
I mean, from
the world weary experience of a 40-year-old.
From what he told me, it was good.
That's what he told me.
That's what he told me.
I mean, there's something to be said about that.
I agree.
You know,
pukey face. Get out of here, Lori.
Pukey face.
That makes no sense.
But the cougar age
don't
range
hate, appreciate
was kind of all over the place. The MILF age range is typically considered to be around 40 to 50 years old. However, in adult media, the label is more fluid and often applies to women in their early 30s.
Listen, I think when we were in our 20s, and I'm really talking to Todd here because you're, as you said, so much younger than me.
Definitely, yes, I can appreciate that.
So, Todd, when you and I were in our 20s, the term MILF didn't exist. I don't think it came into being until American Pie, right? Which would have come around the time we hit our 30s.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's right. Yeah, I don't know that I'd ever heard it before American Pie.
Yeah, but I'm no one ever tried to come up with a word that would encapsulate how you felt about someone's mom, which I assume for a MILF would be like one of your friend's moms and not just some random mom. But, you know, it is what it is. We just didn't have a term for that. I don't know about you, Todd, but I cannot think of a single instance in which I happened to meet a friend's mom and thought that when I was...
Really?
I really can't. Not once. When I was in my 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what that says about women in their 30s or 40s back when I was 20, which would have been 89, 90.
Okay.
You know, perhaps older women have, you know, hit the gym a little more.
Exactly.
Tried to push
they know
for
tricks, Bob.
Push for
They know
MILF
tricks,
stat.
Bob.
They do. Yeah, now they know tricks. Where back in '89, maybe they didn't know any of those tricks.
They just didn't know how to be healthy back in
I-
'89.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. When did Stacy's Mom Has Got It Going On come out? When was
So
what year's that song?
Who,
So hang-
who sang Stacy's Mom? Was it like when
bowling, no, that was Bowling for Soup.
Bowling for Soup?
But so the term was widely popularized by the film American Pie in 1999.
99, right. So I was 30.
Yeah, it was John Cho's
I was 31.
John Cho's character was credited as MILF guy number 2, referring to Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, yeah. She
as
was the first.
Stifler's mom.
She was the first MILF, Jennifer Coolidge. I think it's fair to say, right?
Sorry, and I there's a correction on that. I thought it was Bowling for Soup. It's Fountains of
Fountains
Wayne.
of Wayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did that song come out?
Wow, that's really weird. That's not the first thing that
So
pops up.
99 was
2003.
Okay.
So. But
So
technically
it's a relatively new phenomenon then.
in the last 25 years. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So when we were young, Bob's moms just weren't attractive.
But was
To younger
was
folks, younger
Jennifer
kids.
Coolidge Stifler's mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So Stifler's mom was the very first MILF.
I mean, technically, yes.
Technically, yeah.
And Lori said Mrs. Robinson came before Stacy's mom.
She did, but I don't know that anyone on this podcast besides me is going to get that reference.
I know the song.
You doing the song is based on a movie.
Sure.
Okay.
No, I didn't totally know that.
No?
No.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm going to have to look up the lyrics to Mrs. Robinson because
The lyrics to Mrs. Robinson don't really, they don't give you the flavor of what it all means.
right. So I think with Mrs. Robinson, it's more of like a well, actually, now reading the lyrics, it's really not much of a he's lusting after Mrs. Robinson. It's
It's
he's
based
just-
on the movie The Graduate.
yeah. The song is basically saying though, like just like you're a good person, and
It's
song?
yeah. It's a positive take on but it puts Mrs. Robinson against like the losses of the 60s and early 70s, Joe DiMaggio and others, the sort of the country's loss of innocence. Graduate was 1967, so we were just entering Vietnam at the time, and
I was still swimming around somebody's ball sack, Bob.
yeah, I wasn't even doing that yet, Todd. But yeah,
Well, I hope so.
Dustin Hoffman was the young character in The Graduate who had obviously just graduated, hence the title, and wasn't sure what he wanted to do in life. And Mrs. Robinson was played by Anne Bancroft, who tried to seduce him. So yes, technically, in the world of film, she would be the first MILF because he definitely. Well, did his character Benjamin really want to fuck Mrs. Robinson? That's a question for Lori, really.
well, so
Yeah.
all right, Lori, I do have to disagree with you because she said Mrs. Robinson is lusting after the young boy, which is if you read the lyrics, it's definitely not true. The song is about Mrs. Robinson.
But again, the song's called Mrs. Robinson, and it's named after The Graduate, but it doesn't tell the story of the movie.
Right. But
Yeah.
she's saying that in the song, it's the Mrs. Robinson writing it to the young boy, which is definitely not true.
It's definitely not true.
No, it says, and here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. That's the opening line. So,
I see. So, yeah, it could have been written by anybody to Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, and then she did correct that, and she said, "Scratch that, young man." I think she felt a little uncomfortable saying "young boy."
I mean, I think we. That's an important distinction, I guess.
Well, Lori,
Is that a kilf?
A kilf?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
No, I want Todd to say it.
What does that stand for, buddy?
What does it mean, Todd?
What does kilf stand for? We're all going to be lost if you don't say it.
I'm going to freaking leave that one alone. Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. I got you covered.
Moving on.
Are we moving on? I feel like this is...
Todd realized he really fucked up there.
No. I dropped a freaking bomb, and now I'm walking away from it. Speaking of, one last thing, though, point though. Last night I was at a comedy show. No. But the origination of MILF and words that kind of created here. I didn't realize this. The comedian that we saw last night pointed out that only the U.S. has a word for the word queef. There is no word for queef in any other language in the world.
There may be. It's just not queef. It's whatever it is in that language.
Well, no. We'll call it different pussy farts or things like that.
I was going to say, how do you say pussy fart in French?
Right.
You can say
there's a
French. No, they do not. What was pretty cool is he actually polled like several people in the audience from other places, and like there's no other word. Like people have a term for the act, the action, the sound, the whatever. Mm-hmm. But the word queef, there is not a synonym in any other language. Everything else is some adaptation of pussy fart.
Yeah. Pet de chate would be pussy fart. And
is that one word?
That's not what he said last night, and I trust him because he was Haitian and spoke fluent. No, he was Haitian and spoke fluent French, and there was a French person in the audience who kept him honest as well.
Well, I can't wait to get the Sound Eaters back on this show, and we can ask them directly, because if anyone would have a word for that act, it would be the French.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel, or the Germans. Germans always have one word. Well. One word that encompasses something that the English cannot.
Dude, just take the win. It's a USA win, baby. We started chanting USA after we figured it out.
We're the youngest language out of all those other languages that you mentioned. So the odds of them not having a word is pretty slim, I think. Okay. All right, I'll take the W.
All right, Mr. Doubter.
I'll take the W. All right.
Queef in German is actually queef.
There you go, Todd.
It's the same word.
Yeah. Well, now it's just a question who came up with it first.
Okay. Never mind.
All right.
I guess I kind of see what you're saying. But.
Yeah, I do too. But I still want to argue about it.
I know.
All right. We're gonna shift the focus back to Cory here, and
let's do it.
Go through a little bit of TT's TikToks.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
TT's TikToks. Are you ready?
Oh, we're ready.
Are you ready?
He's already got it up on the screen. Already got it up on the screen. All right, sir. What's our first? I think we may only have just the one. What's the one TikTok we got today?
I got two for you guys.
Hey.
Sweet.
Turn up the Bluetooth volume, please.
Oh, yep, got it.
All right, so the first one, this is just out of the idea that we all like cooking. We did a segment of Hungry Shopping.
Yes.
And I came across this gentleman the other day, Cooker of Deliciousness, and this recipe.
A cocky hat he's got on.
This recipe that he has, it's very simple, but it definitely kind of blew me away, and I'm like, I think I need to try this one day.
All right.
So here you guys go.
In my opinion, bacon crackers should be number one on the list of snacks you're making for the Super Bowl. By far my favorite appetizer, and they're so easy to make. We are starting with a pound of non-thick cut bacon. Cut that pound of bacon into 4 equal sized pieces. I've got a large cookie sheet with a tray, You're going to need some club crackers. I've been using the Sweet Hawaiian here of late. Just put a piece of bacon on each one of those crackers. When I make bacon crackers, I like sweet and spicy. I'm using some of Heath Ryle's hot barbecue rub. I like to put it down first, and I'm not going to give you any measurements. Just put as much as you want.
No, clearly.
Next, we're going down with some brown sugar, and I can't tell you how much I use, but it's
Just
about this
whatever
much right here.
yeah.
And I know some people do like this written out, so you can go to my website, and I'll give you the written instructions, and you can print them if you like, cookerofdeliciousness.com. I like to finish with some red pepper flakes. Then these go in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for around 25 minutes until that bacon is cooked through. Make sure they're completely cooled before you store them or else they'll get soggy, but give them a try. They are the absolute best.
Dude,
Dude, are you bringing that tomorrow?
I was thinking about I found it today, so I'm like, we already planned on what we were going to bring, but if I find some time tomorrow, I might.
Yeah, I'm just going to predict that it's not going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, but those
But that's interesting.
Non-thick cut bacon.
Right. I did catch that. I'm like, can you buy any bacon that's not thick cut anymore?
You can. Absolutely.
I feel like that's the
I just figured you'd say thin cut bacon.
oh,
Regular bacon.
Todd, you right now you really gotta be nice to Cory because I know I haven't gotten a whole lot of TikToks on the show.
I haven't
So-
gotten any either.
Wait, hold the fuck on, Todd. So, as I was just about to say, this next TikTok was submitted to us by our own Todd Dillon. I have seen a bunch of there's a lot of people out there that do these certain it's a dog video. And to preface it for you guys, the audio listeners, because there isn't much talking, it's a cute fucking pit bull dressed up in a hoodie, and he has arms coming out of the side of him with his little gloves on. And so clearly his owner's sitting behind him, but
Wait, what?
I know. Sorry for the spoiler alert.
Hold on. Are you telling me that pit bull doesn't have 5 fingers? Sorry. Per Todd Dillon, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, no worries.
I mean, I thought he might have at first, but
Yeah,
I think
He
I
did.
picked out what they were doing.
my
here.
mind is just blown right now.
No,
But
this is real.
Todd, this apparently tickled Todd's funny bone, so I figured I'd play it on the show for him and see what reaction we get out of it.
Thank you.
So he's putting his little bib in. He's getting very.
First of all, I just got to say, I did not know you could feed a dog an entire bowl of pasta.
Oh, of course,
I legitimately did not know that.
dude.
The eggs I knew.
He's loving it.
His face and the fact that they're scooping it in, and I'm like, oh my
They
god!
all-
The thing
no.
I don't get is how the person behind him does not see, and yet they're without being able to see it all able
Because
to
it's
perfectly.
the dog's paws.
Right, it must be the 10-fingered dog.
Throws away the chopsticks and just cleans up the rest of it.
All right, that's where I knew it wasn't real. I'm like, dogs would never clean themselves. Dogs would just walk around with like a strand of spaghetti
Just
hanging from their mouth for the next 15 minutes.
Well, and then it'll be hanging out the other end because they won't be able to shit it all out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you guys go.
I showed that to Mary, and she was like,
What's wrong with
we
you?
did that with no, she's like, if we did that with Bo, he'd probably freaking eat your whole hand off.
I will say
that would be.
that was one. He is a very good dog because he could have easily just been like, oh, I'm taking all this right now, and
Right.
that guy behind him would have been none the wiser since he couldn't see shit, and that dog would have just grabbed his entire hand.
That dog is the most chill pit bull in the history of. I looked at some of the other vids from the creator, and they have his bath routine, and it's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, he seems pretty chill. Lori said the French would call queef something poetic like the wind of the pussy. Now, mind
That's
you,
true.
she didn't write all that. She didn't put queef in there. I put that in
Nor
there.
was it in French.
And she also put wind of the cat face. We're big on emojis tonight, apparently.
Huge. Always.
Cat face emoji.
Right.
So
Well, tell Lori
Well, you can tell her right now. She's listening.
Tell Lori.
She could go on to Google Translate and go English to French, win to the pussy, and
Lori,
there you have it.
Lori, according to Bob, you can go on to Google Translate.
Yeah. I'm nothing.
Surprised it's not a feature in YouTube already.
I'm here to inform.
You tell Lori.
That's my. Well, the fact that I can't see the comments seems to foster a Cory and Lori conversation somehow going on that I can't see. So I feel like I'm like peeking around the corner and eavesdropping on this conversation.
Well, here, now that the TikToks are done, I can.
Are you going to Google Translate?
Me? No, I already did that.
Yeah, give Lori the job.
Well, thank you, Cory, for picking one of mine.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I got one that made the cut.
And I assume Cory's going to get at least 3 months of no bitching by you for not getting any of your fucking TikToks in the air.
Well, now that I know that it's not against the rules, I'll actually badger him more to actually get some of mine on.
Oh no! So you've unleashed the beast.
Apparently, yeah.
Fuck. All right. Well, let's give Mr. Fucking Beast his time behind the mic, and we'll go into 90-second sports.
90-second sports.
All right, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah.
Now, I know we call this segment 90-second sports, but that's only because of the original shackles that were put on us so long ago that the only time we could give to sports was 90 seconds. But that is not the case anymore.
No
we have
longer.
as much time as you want to wax rhapsodic about sports and go on and on about any kind of sport under the sun. Mike is yours, sir.
Well, thank you so much. Well, the first thing I got to talk about, it's Super Bowl weekend, Bob. Super Bowl weekend. I am super, super, Super Bowl excited about Super Bowl weekend. I can't wait.
I literally
see
thought he
this
said
heavyweight.
Super Bowl the first couple of times, and I'm like, oh, is this must be some crazy sport he's talking about that I'm not aware of.
I was thinking something different, but okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Todd. Sorry.
Now I'm
Now you're not excited about Super Bowl?
I'm like, yeah, no, I don't really give a shit about the game.
You're not even going to watch it now?
Not even gonna watch it. No, I mean this is talk about Super Sunday commercials. Great halftime show, likely. You have two really, really, really good football teams. I expect to see a lot of amazingness. Right? You have the best running back in football going on one side, the best quarterback tight end combination in NFL history on the other. Two defenses that have defensive coordinators who have really, really done a great job with not a ton of standout talent on their teams. I mean, don't get me wrong, both teams have legit superstars, but ultimately these two defenses were not at the top of the league this year. And so, and they had really, both of them had ups and downs. So I think I'm excited. I am excited. I love the Super Bowl weekend. I love the Super Bowl and can't wait to watch it. And again, I want to see history made ultimately. I normally am not about one team winning all the time like the Celtics, but I want to see the first three-peat in NFL history. I want to see those Chiefs get the
I was going to say, ordinarily I would agree with you. You're not about one team, but looking at your
helmet
your home studio and the only helmet that's visible, I feel like you've cast your vote in one direction.
Did I ever tell you about the time when I was in Philadelphia for a football game, Bob?
No.
And those fuck sticks when I was at the bar, such rude motherfuckers, right? Those guys don't know how to be classy winners. So that's why there's no Philadelphia Eagles helmet on my no love lost.
Yeah, I feel like between Pittsburgh and Philly, like that comment has been made and understood by fans all over the world.
Yeah.
They're just fucking assholes. Legitimate.
And it's only the fan base, man. Because here's the thing,
Yeah.
I like the players. Saquon Barkley, love that guy.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, especially given the trials that he had in college, starting quarterback at Alabama, kind of shoved out of the way. For Tua, had to go to Oklahoma, almost won a Heisman there, and then to come into the NFL and like really kind of get the job done. Because he's still relatively young, so I like AJ Brown on the outside, Devontae Smith on the outside. They have a ton of talent on the offense. Dallas Goedert, what a freaking offensive juggernaut. And then who does? And then on the other side, you got Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. I'm a huge fan of Isaiah Pacheco. I don't know how long he'll last in the NFL because Cory he runs so hard. His career is going to be very short.
Sorry, you mentioned Cory there for a second, and I wasn't sure how Cory figured it out.
Cory likes smash mouth football and keep them out there until they're dead. And Isaiah Pacheco runs that way on every play. That's why he broke his leg early in the season. He just runs with such reckless abandon that his career, I think, is probably like 1 or 2 more years at most.
That's the way to do it.
Now,
the game should be exciting.
Do you feel like there's a bit of NFL bias in favor of the Chiefs going down to even the refs? I mean, that's all I'm reading about online is that doesn't matter what the Eagles do, doesn't matter if they're the better team, that the Chiefs are going to get favoritism by the league and by the refs. What do you think about that?
Well, I think ultimately this goes back to, again, I think people complain about how the game has changed and they protect the quarterbacks. I think that they're extra protective of Patrick Mahomes. I think there's clear evidence that officials are working to make sure that he in particular stays healthy.
But why wouldn't they do the same thing for Jalen Hurts?
They should, but it feels like Patrick Mahomes is kind of a darling of the league. I think ultimately, how many commercials? Every day, if you watch any sort of television at all, you're going to see Patrick Mahomes on State Farm commercial or out here it's T-Mobile. He's on 15, 20 commercials every day. Jalen Hurts, not so much.
Yeah, but I still, once upon a time, Tom Brady occupied that space. Once upon a time, Joe Namath occupied that space. But there's no reason why they should get favoritism over another.
They do, because they do, and here's kind of why though. They do because here's the thing. I mean, ultimately, if you found out that that Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts tonight got a stomach bug and they were going to start, I don't even know who the backups for these two teams are. That would kind of then you'd be looking forward to commercials. Because you don't want to see that. I mean, ultimately, you see what happens in this league when the starting quarterback goes down. Look at Miami. Tua went down, and they went through 2 or 3 quarterbacks, and now freaking the one of the better receivers in the league can't get out there quick enough because they're one freaking slap to the head of Tua, and he's got a concussion. He's out for 4 weeks, right? So the productivity of the teams, the goodness of the game really hinges on the stars being healthy. And this league is about making money. You're not going to make a lot of money if all your star players are hurt. And again, not for nothing, if Patrick Mahomes is on the sidelines because of a bad hit, that's not going to go great for anybody. I mean, it breaks down all storylines. I mean, ultimately, there's a lot of people wanting to see. I mean, this is the first team to even make it back to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row, let alone win it.
I thought I heard that, was it the Packers who had actually done it because the first time they did it was before the league was formed?
I'm not familiar with that. So you're saying they won if they were in the AFL or whatever the leagues were before the NFL and the AFL joined.
The story is like, this she used to be the first team to ever three-peat in the NFL, and dudes are coming out of the woodwork going, well, that ain't necessarily true because right before the NFL, the Packers won the first 2, but then they also won the last one.
So then let's be correct and say it'll be in the Super Bowl era. This is the first time this is done. So there you go.
But again, it's not the same game as it was.
And not for nothing ago. That in that case, then Detroit Lions fans should freaking not worry about winning a Super Bowl because they won a championship back in 1956 or something like that, right? So the same people who are saying that shit about the Packers, then the Lions fans should go, yeah, well then you've got your championship.
Yeah,
you're all good.
Yeah. So the Green Bay one from 1929 to 31. With that one, that was just the championship, and that was determined by the regular season record. There was no actual Super Bowl or anything like that yet.
Right.
It was just you had the best record of the season, so you won the league.
Yeah. It's one of those things that football fans can just continue to debate until the end of time.
Right. Todd, speaking of which, Lori said, "Screw you, TD. The Chiefs need to lose."
Did you see? No, hey, Corey, read what I put back in.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Red Kingdom. I got to be honest with you, Todd. When I don't have a dog in the fight, I vote for the underdog most times.
Okay.
And I
There you
think
go.
simply because this would be the first time in the, like you said, the Super Bowl era that a team would three-peat, I'm kind of pulling for Philadelphia.
As am I.
I like to see grown men cry and realize that their dream has been shattered. And
Here's
they
the
were
thing
picked
about
to win,
that.
but they didn't.
Here's the thing about that. I don't know what's the line. I didn't look at the line. I don't bet the Super Bowl
That's a great question.
because offensively, Philadelphia has way more weapons and tools than does Kansas City. So if Kansas City's favored, it can't be by much. So
Todd, here's my next question for you.
sure.
Let's see you put that helmet on, buddy. What are you laughing because it won't fit? Is it too big?
I don't put helmets on anymore, Corey.
What are you saying? The helmet's too big or your head's too big? Which one?
Well, I don't put helmets on anymore, Corey.
That didn't answer my question.
So, Todd, Chiefs
Yeah.
are favorites, minus 115 odds.
They're favored to win by how much?
Eagles are 1.5 point underdogs.
Yeah, so it's close. That's close.
Yeah.
That's a coin toss.
The over-under is 48.5.
Yep, there you go. I think, like I said, that's a fairly even line.
I mean, I hope
That's
it
a
means we're gonna have
fairly
a good
even
game.
line.
At the end of the day, for a Super Bowl, that's all I want is a good close game.
Oh yeah, as long as it's not a blowout,
Yeah.
then
I could hate a blowout unless it's a massive upset.
the Eagles
Massive
come out and just
yeah,
walk
the
all
Eagles
over
are like
Kansas
48 to
City.
6. Oh my God, that'd be the greatest game I've ever seen.
Mahomes gets his head torn
but
off
what
by a
if-
linebacker.
again, but what
Referees
I mean,
crying.
If the game got out of control,
Yeah.
even by the underdog, who wants to see that? Then again, I'm like not paying attention.
I will.
Right here, I do.
Yeah.
I want to see people going like, how could we have been so wrong about this game?
Is that what you were saying when the Lions got beat by the Commanders?
No, because they didn't get their ass kicked by the Commanders.
They
It wasn't
surely
like
did.
48 to 6.
Felt like
No.
it to me.
Well, it may have felt like it, but it wasn't.
Felt like a ball stomping.
It was definitely a beating, but it wasn't that would make me happy. And honestly, they're a home team, so of course I wanted them to win. But all right,
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good game, and I think it. And again, I love all the stuff that goes along with it. I love the commercials, and I also love the fact that I don't no longer go to Super Bowl parties, so I actually can enjoy the game. And
yeah.
So yeah, here's the follow up question to that. All that, Todd. What's on the menu for tomorrow?
A little. I got some ribs. Gonna do some wings on the egg. Gonna do some pork belly. What else? Oh, I got some chicken thigh. There's a chicken thigh recipe that I'm looking to break out. So lots of stuff going on in the egg for tomorrow. Ribs, chicken, pork belly.
We expect some pictures throughout the the afternoon.
Oh yeah,
I'm on it. I'm on it.
of the food porn variety.
Oh yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Speaking of which, because
And actually, so on those same lines, so
Yeah.
I will send you the link, Corey, to look at after the fact. There's a TikTok video where a dude did bacon wrapped smoked sausage.
oh yes, please.
And I think that looks better than your bacon crackers. I'll send you over the link.
The bacon crackers were just nice and
I
easy.
might do
That's why.
Yeah.
So is this other thing. You basically, just like he cut that bacon like that, you basically take the smoked sausage, cut it into 1.5 inch sections, wrap that section in bacon, coat it on the outside with barbecue sauce, put it in a little what do you call those, like
Air fryer?
cupcake?
Oh,
No, you put them
the
in
cupcake tin?
a little
Yeah.
cupcake tins.
Yeah.
And do them that way. And he's got a little sauce that he puts on top. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
send you over the video.
Yeah, I could get into that.
I'm toying around with doing that as well.
All right. Yeah, we definitely expect to see some pictures of the progress and final products tomorrow.
We'll
So
do.
I know it's a big cooking day for you, so I'm
Absolutely.
excited for you.
Yeah, we'll send
And
you
then
pictures of our meatballs.
lastly, so we got enough about the Super Bowl for now.
Yeah.
But dude, did you hear that the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers
I
for
heard
apparently no damn reason?
I heard it, but I just due to basic complete lack of interest in the NBA did not read it, and so I'm coming into this with no knowledge of what this means or what the significance is.
Imagine the Bulls trading Michael Jordan in his prime.
For
Anybody. It doesn't even matter. It's just like you're like,
For a 5th round draft pick.
yeah,
well, no, don't get me wrong. They traded him for Anthony Davis from the Lakers, and Anthony Davis, very very solid center in the league. They got a quality prospect, but literally, Dallas made it to the finals last year with Luka. They aren't going to make it to the finals with the subtraction of him and the addition of Anthony Davis. No disrespect to Anthony Davis. The speculation is that the Lakers made this move because they're figuring that even though LeBron is actually still playing at a high level at 40 years old, they wanted to kind of have their new superstar of the future. But even with that, the team that they have with LeBron and Luka on the same team isn't a great fit in the now because unfortunately basketball, NBA, and college any basketball only has one ball. So, and both those dudes need the ball in order for them to shine. And so it was really kind of it's still in my mind a head scratching move. But even if you don't watch the fact you don't watch NBA basketball, and I watch it because again, talk about the greatest athletes in the world.
yeah.
Basketball players, I think those athletes are among the best athletes. So when we talk about the comparisons of sports, football, rugby, soccer, hockey, I think that all of the professional levels are absolutely super elite athletes, but basketball players, especially NBA caliber basketball players, are, I think, all in all, using every kind of category for athlete, I think they are the best athletes on the planet. And I think one of the other cool things here, kind of a little callback to the Chiefs. Tony Gonzalez, who is the second best tight end of all time, and especially in the Chiefs' history, he played college basketball at UCLA and couldn't get a sniff of the NBA. That's how good the talent. And he's a Hall of Fame football player. And so many so many basketball players can transition naturally into the NFL. And even LeBron James was actually a really, really good football player and decided to stick to basketball. So got a lot of respect for the NBA. This is, again, I think in our lifetimes, even for us old fucks, Bob, this is the biggest move, I think, in the NBA since we've been alive.
All right. I'm still not going to watch the NBA, but I appreciate that because it broke down, like, obviously it's been a big story that I've completely ignored, but I've always been like, okay, why is this a big deal? So thank you for the breakdown, sir.
Yeah.
To continue on with a little bit more sports for a second, if you don't mind.
Well, the Wings lost today.
Yeah, they did. They lost today to the Lightning.
Yeah.
Understandable. How'd they do against your Kraken the other day, Todd?
Ah, bah. They got jobbed.
They got
jobbed.
We've completely just roasted them each game this season.
They got jobbed.
I think it's time to take that jersey back, buddy.
Oh no!
I know.
Turn it in for a Wings jersey.
I know.
Do you own a Wings jersey?
I do not.
Oh, Todd.
No. It's completely gone over to the dark side on the West Coast.
I did.
Yeah, he's sporting that Lions jersey, but God damn.
No Wings jersey. That's upsetting, buddy. It's brought a
I'm
tear to my eye.
gonna change that though, Corey. I'm gonna get a Wings jersey. I'm gonna break one of my cardinal rules. I'm gonna get a Wings jersey, but I'm gonna get a number 19, baby.
Oh, you're not going to get a custom 32?
Nope.
That is a breaking your rule.
You getting the Eiserman on the back?
I'm gonna get. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I can appreciate that.
I love the captain. Still love the captain.
Sweet.
Met him a couple of times when I was still working in the area. So I'm a huge fan of the captain.
Oh, you managed not to kill him?
Maybe
the one that got away.
I was always trying to take Eiserman down. He wouldn't fall for what I was throwing at him.
Jesus.
For those of you that don't know, real quick, this is the first episode you're listening to.
Oh my God.
Todd killed Bob Probert, or had a hand in killing Bob Probert.
I did not. I was an enabler for a day.
Oh, and what a day it was.
Oh my goodness.
I'm kind of hoping one day that that Kansas City Chiefs helmet will be replaced by a Wings helmet.
You know, I don't have any hockey. I mean, I think I have a puck. I do have a. I think that's pretty funny. I do have a Tampa Bay Lightning puck.
Nope. That has no room on this show, sir.
You already sent the stickers out to him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Did you get the stickers yet, Todd?
I did not.
All right, they're coming.
I had something to add in there.
If my lazy postman has the stones to actually bring them past the gate.
Well, maybe if you invited him up for
Some
tea
Super Bowl
and crumpets every now and again.
A Super Bowl feast?
Yeah, come up. He'd bring your stuff up from the gate all the way up the acres that it takes to get to your front door.
I don't know why he
I don't know
wouldn't
about
come to the door.
hanging with the unwashed masses, Bob. I don't know about
Listen, that's how you keep in touch with the common man, sir. Also, how you get your mail a little bit earlier.
Just make sure it's a rainy day and he's washed off outside, and then you can invite him in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you need to disrobe completely before coming inside.
I'm going to have to delouse you real quick.
Right. Ignore this orange powder I'm throwing in your face and put this kimono on.
Was it Super Troopers? What is this? Oh, it's delouser. It's powdered sugar. It's delicious.
All right. We're going to move on real quick to really quickly go through a brief gentleman's agreement.
Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Oh, gentlemen's agreement. Oh, it's the motherfucking gentleman's agreement.
All right. And so with that, we've got two reviews to give you today, one from me and one from Todd. Todd, you want to go first?
No.
All right, I will go first. I had to watch Surfer, Dude from Cory.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Surfer Dude is a movie with Matthew McConaughey, and it also Woody Harrelson is in it, which, you know, obviously those two guys, when they get together, it's like magic, right? And basically McConaughey plays a surfer who's kind of coming back home, and all he wants to do is to find some tasty waves, but his representation, his agent wants to get him lined up instead to do reality shows and video games. And he's like, man, all I want is some tasty waves and some cool bud, and I'm fine. And so
Sounds like Spicoli.
right. And so he kind of is just trying to write it out. And then he's like, well, fuck that. I'm just going to get on the waves. And all of a sudden the waves don't show up, and there are no waves. And he's having sort of an existential crisis of sorts and trying to wait it out and figure out what he's going to do. And I got to say, man, I mean, I've seen them all from, you know, the long summer, the Step into Liquid, the surfer docs. I've seen them all. Fast Times at Ridgemont High with Spicoli. I've seen, Matthew McConaughey is kind of a interesting dude where like he made this movie right about the time he was in the news for like basically living in his camper van and going around and sitting outside his camper van naked playing the bongos. And he made this movie like it was right around when he had a spot in Tropic Thunder, and he was an established actor, but he wasn't like he hadn't yet done like Interstellar or those kind of movies, you know what I mean, that got him Oscars or acclaim or anything. And this was like 3-4 years before he got married and settled down and had kids, and he just was like, I want to play a fucking surfer dude in a movie, and I want to walk around in my board shorts and nothing else, and I'm just gonna fucking bang broads and smoke weed and try to catch a wave. And I'm like, I get what you're trying to do, but I just could not. There wasn't because when we were when Todd and I were kids,
Yes.
you know, back in the 80s,
in the 1800s.
In the 80s, there were a lot of
on the
like,
Oregon Trail
stoner comedies, right? Like
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. Dude, I'm trying to think of the names of them, but they were
Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong was a little earlier, in the late 70s, I think. But there were a bunch of, you know, like, bunch of dudes who are friends are going to go on a ski trip, and they're going to go with all these hot chicks, and there's going to be some fucking around, and they're going to smoke some weed, and they're going to drink some booze, and there's going to be a bad guy who's kind of a dick, and it's all going to be about like, do you have the inner fortitude to beat this guy going down the hill? And there were movies like that for every sport and every situation. You can literally Google it. I can't remember any of the names, but there were dozens and dozens of these movies. And this one, like I felt like that's what it wanted to try to be, but it wasn't like that. Like there weren't a whole lot of humorous situations in it. I think there was maybe like a couple of jokes where I laughed, but other than that, I'm like, okay, this is just Matthew McConaughey knowing that he could frontline a movie where he could just be himself and fuck around on a surfboard for the whole shoot. So,
well, unfortunately, I wasn't alive to see those movies you speak of in the early 80s.
I'll have to assign some of them to you, but
I really enjoyed it, so I thought maybe it would have.
I mean, it was entertaining, but I mean, I would probably give it a B-.
All right,
you know,
fair enough.
It was
fair enough,
especially when it was McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in the same movie. Like I expected more from those two, because he would go on like he did this movie, and like a couple years later, he's like, "Fuck this shit! I want to be taken as a serious actor," and he got to do Dallas Buyers Club, and that won him the Oscar because he just fucking it was amazing. Like he's found something within himself to do that performance in Dallas Buyers Club. But maybe that couldn't have happened without him just fucking around in movies like Surfer Dude.
Right.
You know? So hats off to Matthew McConaughey.
Fair enough. I wasn't too sure if it was gonna.
It was good distraction.
All right.
Good distraction.
All right. I'll take that.
Todd, you
Yes,
had
sir.
to watch American Fiction from me.
Oh, I thought you said Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, you know I didn't. So did you watch it?
Of course I did, Bob.
All
I watched American Fiction. It is a movie, spoiler-free synopsis. It is a movie about a black author who has been writing high-quality books, a black author of privilege, in that he came from a fairly wealthy family, but even though it's a wealthy family, they have the same levels of dysfunction as every family. So that's the patriarch is dead at the beginning of the movie, but the mom is still around, and the kids, 3 kids, two boys and a girl, essentially all.
This is a spoiler-free review, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, all of them highly successful professionals because they came from a privileged upbringing, but again, they're the same dysfunction. And essentially, the star, and I can never remember his name, but the lead actor,
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, is an author who's written several quality books, but he's not actually making any money. And so due to some circumstances, he's really kind of hurting for money. And he happens upon another black writer who's writing what people are deeming very edgy, real kind of urban books. And I don't even know how to describe the ebonics when they do like a book reading, but it's written in very, very broken English. And so as a joke, the lead character writes a book that's of the same ilk, which he would turn his nose up at and totally didn't like, and totally wouldn't like if he was writing it for as a serious endeavor. But it turns out that the publishing world and even the movie world eats it up. There's a whole bunch of other love interest storylines. There's some unexpected tragedies throughout. Again, a lot of family drama. I give the movie a solid B. I would recommend people see it. The thing, Bob, that kind of both the reading of his book and the woman's book the ebonics, and instead of pathology, it's pathology with an F.
Yeah.
And using the word and as if all black inner city people say axe instead of ask.
Right.
That was so I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It was so over the top.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the main turnoff. I'm like, I've again, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to say it in a funny way. I give it a solid B. I think it's worth a watch. There's a ton of good laughs in it. And very, very, again, Sterling K. Brown is in the movie.
Yes.
What a really good actor.
Dude,
actually,
so
very good acting across the board. But what a really good actor. If you really want to watch a well-made movie, solid movie.
Awesome, sir. All right, let's go new assignments for next time. We can walk through this real quick. Todd, have you seen? I'm going to try to get. I've kind of been on a Steve McQueen tangent for a while. Have you seen The Great Escape, Todd?
I know not recently. I don't know that I have, but I'll say no for now. And if I start watching and I've seen it, I will let you know.
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay. Have you seen Goon?
Yes.
Right.
Good
Have
pick.
you seen?
That is a good pick.
Yeah.
Have you seen Hockeyland?
Oh, I don't think I have. Is that a documentary?
It is not.
Hockeyland?
Yep.
All right.
It is a documentary. Sorry. It is a documentary.
I was going to say, it sounds like a documentary.
Yeah.
All right. I got it. I'll find it.
Cool.
All right. So don't let me forget those. We're going to try to work through them. But in the meantime, let's end it off, boys, with a little existential question. If I can find it. If I can find the button. Here we go.
Existential question of the week. Somebody should redo this music.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just...
It's getting a little dusty.
Every 100 episodes or so, we should probably redo at least one of these pieces of music.
Yeah, that's a little dusty.
Yeah, well, you know who we're going to look to redo it, Todd.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
It's all you, buddy.
Okay. Wow, I can't even spell today. Got it. All right, so I just want to go through a couple here because for the existential question of the week, because I think these first two, I think we may have done them before, and I want your ruling on it. So the first one is, if you had to move to another country but could pick any you'd like, which would you choose and why? I feel like we've done that before.
I honestly can't recall if we've done that one or not.
I can't recall.
let's table it.
Table it?
Yeah.
Okay. What fragrance do others like that you can't stand?
We've done that.
I thought
We've definitely done that.
I thought so as well. All right, which leaves me with this one. For today, question is, what was popular when you were a teenager?
Just in general?
It's a pretty broad question.
Okay.
Pretty broad.
I mean,
it feels like we've done this because my first thought is jams.
Jams?
I mean, I don't think we've done this exact question. I think in nostalgia something similar might have come up, but in the sake of nostalgia, I mean, I wouldn't mind talking about some of the things that were popular when I was a kid.
Okay, Todd, do you want to start with jams then?
Yeah, that'll be my lead. And I just remember the popularity of those ugly ass shorts.
They were shorts.
Yeah. I think they had shorts and shirts. I think they made both, like summertime apparel.
Oh, like they had like the wacky designs and everything on them.
Yep. They were just
When
very,
you
very
describe
obnoxious.
it as wacky, I'll automatically go, well, that couldn't have been good.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple pairs on here that I'd probably rock.
You'd wear some jams?
Yeah.
All right. Were you expecting that, Todd, or was that unexpected?
No, I mean, like I said, I think everything that's old comes back eventually, right?
I mean, that's what they say, but I'm not sure how true that is, or how true.
Turns out, looks like Jams is on that list.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah. Here we go. Put it up on the screen for everyone to see.
Are you?
Yeah. If I can find the screen, there we
Yeah,
go.
now that you're putting the picture up there, 10% off.
I might have to take him up on that.
It's ringing a bell. Like maybe we did cover this before, or covered something where Todd referenced jams.
Yeah. That's
those
what I thought.
I don't know, because I think I would have looked these up even when he did mention them.
You think?
And these are some pretty badass shorts. Todd, I think I'm going to actually.
They're you're right. That again, those are. I would wear those around the house. I don't know that
you wouldn't go out in public.
I don't know if I could wear them out in public, but I wouldn't. I would not be shocked to see people wearing them out in public.
These are super jams, not just jams.
But on the back it says original jams.
Yeah, but they're labeled as men's super jams.
Maybe that's what they call them nowadays, to sell them for $72 a pair.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. They're still getting $72 a pair. Nice.
Is that what they cost back then?
No. I just remember me and Wagner used to wear them, and his mom absolutely hated taking us anywhere and being seen with us because she thought we looked like total aliens.
Lori said, "Will we be seeing these in Tawas?" Cory, I'm not gonna lie. If you do the jams, I'll do the jams.
I mean, like I said, there are several pairs that I would definitely buy.
I'm not sure those are one of them, but yeah.
I mean, I would definitely get those.
I like how the only size they have is a medium.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to shop around for some bigger sizes, and maybe even some better prices. But
I'm gonna say the thing that was popular when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, was MTV. It is the thing that everyone ran home to watch every day and talked about the next day at school every morning.
So, okay, I mean, and even though, again, I am much, 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 much younger than both of you.
I can mute him anytime, Todd. Just say the word.
It's so MTV was still big, when I was in grade school and in high school and, the 90s.
But were they playing music videos, or had they moved on from them?
So that's the thing. That was what I was going to ask you. Like, what was on? It was just music videos.
But music videos.
Okay,
yeah.
So they had started to stray a little from that, but it wasn't like anything like it is nowadays, where it's reality shows and all. TRL was the biggest show, like Total Request Live with Carson Daly.
What year are you thinking of when you were watching MTV?
93 to almost 2000.
Okay.
And it was great too because TRL started at 4, and we got out of school at 3:30. So you could get you ran directly home.
Yeah.
And turned on TRL to see what the top 10 songs of the week were.
Yeah, we would just run home to see that. Now, like every hour they would play, there were 2 or 3 videos that they would play every single hour because they were so popular. It was from Madonna or from Michael Jackson or whomever. But then they would throw in other shit where you're like, oh, here's a song from Devo. And you're like, I don't even know who Devo is. Who is Devo? Motley Crue. I mean, Todd, I don't know if you had the same experience or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of all it. I'm trying to remember how old I was I'm like, what was Ren and Stimpy? We were teenagers then?
No, Ren and Stimpy we were at Alma.
Okay.
When Ren and Stimpy came out. It was in the
So
late 80s or early 90s.
Yeah, because Ren and Stimpy was big when I was a kid.
And that wasn't MTV. It was
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
No, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like I said. I liked MTV. I was an early adopter, but I'm a laggard again because I do like watch it still for ridiculousness. That's about it. But
yeah,
The Ridiculousness is a great show.
Yeah. Except it made a star out of Schnell West Coast. When the world is worse off for it.
Danielle's favorite person.
Oh, does she hate her too?
Oh, well, so real quick story about ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Every time we would go up to Tawas, especially the first year we went up with just Angie and Don, Indian Don, it was on the entire time we were up there. And I think a couple of the following years, like you could find a channel, and Todd, you would have loved it. It was literally 24/7 of ridiculousness. That's all that they played. And so Danielle and I would get back to the cottage at night and lay down to go to bed, and I'd have ridiculousness on.
Yeah.
And she would wake up in the morning and be like, I swear to God, if I have to hear Chanel West Coast laugh one more goddamn time.
Oh, she's the worst.
Like, she's like, I'm going to rip the TV off the wall. She's like, it's in my nightmares
Mary hates
now.
that laugh. Yeah, Mary hates that laugh.
Oh, dude, yeah, her and Danielle are on the exact same page.
Her laugh is definitely a turn off.
Yeah, she's like, I literally, it was in my nightmares last night of just her laughing. And I'm like, well, probably because it was also on the TV as well. But so now when Ridiculousness is on, either I'm just getting a whole earful about how terrible Chanel West Coast laugh is, or we have to turn the volume down.
It wasn't until like sometime in the last 6 months where I saw some news story for some legitimately like big movie premiere or party where like the celebrities that were at the party were like A-list celebrities. And so you kind of like go like swipe right, and you're trying to go through the pictures, and all of a sudden there's fucking Chanel West Coast, and I'm like, is she a fucking A-list celebrity now?
Dude, she owes Rob Dyrdek her entire life.
No, I get it, but that shouldn't make her an A-list celebrity. Rob Dyrdek isn't in that list of celebrities going to that fucking premiere.
No, because he doesn't care about that shit.
But still, at least he's got the good sense to know his place in the business.
I mean, he's more of an A-list celebrity than she is. That's for sure.
Right. And yeah, well, how is she there? I'm like, man, she does not deserve to be in that list. And generally, I wish the best for those celebrities. Like, I know it's a shit existence, and you got to deal with paparazzi and answering questions.
I mean, she basically faked it till she made it.
She did.
I mean, which I can't hate on her too much because good for her. But yeah, she is.
Right?
She is very annoying.
Yeah, I think so.
And her rap career, wow.
All right, I'm saying this, Todd, as though it's a different period. But yeah.
He dropped off for a second. I don't know if he was having some difficulties or
did
what.
he?
But yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking here at this is probably 30 seconds.
It's still a lag.
All right.
I will let you know when he comes back on.
I can see. So Lori is daring
us to do the jams.
Well,
yes.
When she says I dare you do the jams, I feel like she's talking to me. But I guess she knows she's talking to you as well, because if you don't do them, I won't do them.
I mean, I think that's what we got to do.
Listen, if you find a good link where, like, clearly I'm not fitting into a medium.
I mean,
So-
let's be honest here. Neither am I.
Let's-
Either way,
yeah, you
but
find a good link, and I'll do it. Fuck it,
all right. Todd seems like he's kind of back with us.
kind of back. But I agree with Lori. MTV in the 80s was everything. It was all that we talked about for a good, I think, 2 years. It was probably like 83, 84, 85. That was it. It changed the way that you thought about music. It introduced you to music that because I wasn't a big I didn't have the money or the permission to go out and buy records or cassettes or anything like that. So that was how I got introduced to a lot of that music, Van Halen and Iron Maiden, Cheap Trick. Well, I'm like, how would I ever have known about these bands before that?
Which again, too, it does kind of suck because, like I said, when we, when I was in grade school and high school, it was the very tail end of that era of MTV.
Right.
Like they were still heavy on music videos in a sense, but it was like they were starting to develop shows around it, rather than just playing videos back to back to back. Which
right.
I did get a taste of that for a little bit because usually after like 10:30, they would just go to straight music videos. So that and that was like sneaking on the TV in my room at night,
right?
When I was supposed to be sleeping and getting ready for school the next day. At some point in the night, put the blanket under the door so the light doesn't shine through, and turned on MTV and just got to watch every music video that you ever wanted to. And again too, so even the stuff that was on TRL that you loved, like that's all they were playing. So it was like, okay,
right.
You didn't have to deal with all the in between of Carson Daly and talking to this musician, that musician, showing the crowd out on the street. It was just that back to back music video. So I did get a little bit of a taste of it, but it wasn't the 24/7 version that you guys had when you were younger.
I think when TRL got really big, I think that's when I fell off of it. That's when I outgrew it, I guess, because before TRL there was Yo MTV Raps and there was Headbangers Ball, and those were definitive shows that MTV did to highlight rap and metal because they didn't get a whole lot of play in the other. They definitely perceived that there was like a fan base that they needed to cater to,
right?
That just doing the normal, like trying to squeeze in a rap video or a metal video in every hour wasn't going to do it. And these people needed to know that they had a voice in the show, and those shows became very popular. So Todd's still not there.
Still not there.
All right. Switcher just exploded. He might have said exploited. I'm not sure if he spelled it correctly, but I think that's it. So I think we should probably end the show.
You know what? Before we end it, buddy, let's do one more.
One more?
Yeah.
We can.
I've been taking a swig here and there during the show, but
Have you?
I feel we should.
That's fair.
Do one more official one.
All right, officially, this will be the last shot of the show.
Oh,
yeah.
Just kidding. Real quick before we. Let's do the shot first, and then I'll tell you what.
Let's do another whole show after this.
Yeah, we might as well.
No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. All right. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Woo. Sorry, you were going to say.
So, going back, what was popular and all that when we were younger. I found a place out by us in St. Clair Shores. It's called the Whistle Stop Hobby and Toy Inc.
Okay.
It was on a Monday that I was off. I was out running my errands while Danielle was working.
Mm-hmm.
And
you were unsupervised.
I was unsupervised.
Jesus. How many hours were you there?
I just happened because I was getting Bellacino's for lunch.
Yeah.
And so I happened to pass by it on Harper to go to Bellacino's.
Right.
And on the way back home, I was like, yeah, I'm stopping in there. Dude, this place, holy crap. Todd said his laptop crashed.
Yeah, I see that.
Anything you could ever want, from childhood toys from back in like the 30s,
Yeah.
all the way to stuff from nowadays.
Okay.
And one of the aisles I came across, they had yo-yos.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of old school ones, and like, so there was one when I was at Sacred Heart. It was called the Brain.
The Brain.
Yeah, and it was like the most popular yo-yo you could ever have. Like that's
okay. From the 90s.
Yeah, like mid 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, when you were out at recess, if someone pulled out a Brain yo-yo, you're like, oh, no way.
Step back.
You're like this is serious,
Right.
And so when I was at the whistle stop, they had a Brain yo-yo. I'm like, wow.
How much?
It was like $23.
Picked it up?
Oh yeah.
Good for you, man. Did you at one point know how to yo-yo?
Oh yeah. I probably nowhere near as good as what I was when we could still do like tricks and stuff like that.
Right.
But I've been messing around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's relaxing.
Well, good then. You do. It seems like it was money well spent then.
Yeah, and again too, like I think when we were kids, they were probably like $10.
Right.
But even at $10, like I said, it was still like that special yo-yo that like not everyone had.
Yeah.
Not everyone's parents were willing to get it for them or spend that $10 on a kid.
Right.
And when I was younger, I did eventually.
Now, fucking Lori's sending us jams links.
Is that what she's doing?
She really wants this to happen. She totally does. She just texted it to us.
Yeah, she did. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Oh no, she didn't text it to me. Come on, Lori.
I'll forward it to you.
All right.
Again, I'm not doing this unless you're doing it. So,
dude, I'm telling you,
Okay.
I think it needs to happen, especially
That's
if Lori's gonna get a laugh out of it. I think.
she'll get a hearty chuckle out of it.
I think Danielle, she's just gonna be like, that's something Cory would buy.
Listen, but that's it doesn't even have to be, I don't know how you feel about it, but I know I do. Like, I'm not looking for approval. I'm just looking for that one glimmer where they just they don't even have to say anything. You just know that's the look that says like, Jesus Christ. That's enough for me.
So here
It's not a, what are you trying to do? It's a, oh my God. Like, they know they can't do anything about it.
So here's the next question.
Yeah.
Todd did mention they made T-shirts as well.
Jams T-shirts?
I'm thinking tank tops, buddy.
Man, I haven't rocked a tank top since I was like 16 years old. And some might say that's a smart idea that you haven't done that in your mid 50s.
I disagree.
Well,
but if
we're going to be, I don't know about you, but I think we need to start doing a hell of a lot of push-ups between now and July.
I do every year. You can't tell. I get my push-ups and sit-ups on every day.
I don't recall seeing you in a tank top, but
that's all I wear when we're in Tawa.
this year, I feel like it's going to be a different year.
Well, so I think if we can find tank tops, even if they're not jams, just a ridiculous.
I think we should go all out and actually buy like the old school Ocean Pacific hoodies.
I wouldn't be opposed to
that were big in the 80s.
Yeah, like the like baby blue and neon pink writing.
Yes.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Looks
about.
like you just walked off the beach on a Miami Vice episode.
Okay, so now if we're gonna go that far,
Yeah.
so we do jam shorts,
Yeah.
Ocean Pacific tops,
Yes. Tank tops underneath.
and then we're also gonna have to find for at night and those kind of like chilly nights. What were those gym pants? What were the name of those?
Parachute pants?
No. There was a specific brand that had the crazy designs just like jams.
I don't know. I don't think I was cool enough to wear those, honestly, at the time. And if we had fans, they would tell us what the brand is.
Dude, I know there's a name of it, and
We really need to either coincident with us releasing this episode or right beforehand, we need to pose this question to the internet at large. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, doesn't matter. Let's ask the question and let people know, like, you are deciding our summer attire that we're going to wear not only on the show, but we're going to wear on vacation,
Out in public.
every weekend during the summer.
But you also know, too, that, like, if we wear that to Mango's, we're going to be the parade of the ball, because that's basically the entire decor of the inside of Mango's.
But it's on the walls, not on the people.
Exactly. We'll fit right in.
We're going to be, there's going to be some sideways glances. There's going to be some stares. There's going to be some, we might even get ejected from a bar or two.
I mean, if that happens, that
too flashy.
I call that a win.
A win. Yeah, I would too.
Yes, and Lori, Nick did have some Ocean Pacific stuff last year.
It wasn't Ocean Pacific though.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
But was it old school?
It wasn't.
Like,
old.
I'd be willing to look on eBay for old school 80s.
Yeah, no, it was more recent stuff.
Yeah. Not the same.
And she also said hammer pants too, which I did see that, but
I never wore hammer pants.
No.
Hammer pants were like wearing like a parachute on your legs.
yeah, no, the Zubas.
Zubas?
Zubas are the
Oh, you found them. All
Yeah.
right. No, as long as you got it, you can send me the link. We'll see.
what was that?
I don't know.
I think Todd might be back.
Todd,
I'm back, baby.
Hey,
There he
I'm back, baby.
just in time.
Yeah, we were, dude.
Yes.
I was running the show still just to make sure you came back on.
I appreciate it. I was listening.
Oh, so you know about our 80s throwback summer that we're playing?
Yeah. Your Ocean Pacific and Jams and Hammer Pants plan.
Yeah.
I'm
dude.
down.
Are you down? Are you in?
Oh no, I'm down to taunt you.
Down to make fun of you, idiots.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, these were.
Yeah, I never had these, but
Neither did I. But yeah.
well, I'm not interested in us both investing in shit that we never wore.
I mean, I never wore Jams, but I want to wear Jams.
Oh, I wore Jams.
Oh, that's
Did you?
Yeah.
Brad.
Mine were probably like they weren't like inner city jams. They were probably like suburb jams.
Suburb privileged Jams.
Yeah, I think probably.
Steve Kinney wore those every day, Bob.
I'm sure that's what I had.
The Zubas or the Jams?
Yeah, the Zubas. Steve
Yeah.
Kinney.
Oh.
Those Steve Kinney wore those every day. Him
Yeah,
and
these-
Brad.
Gillis?
Can't remember his last name. No. I can't think of his
It
last
wasn't
name. I can
Gillis?
see his face.
All right.
No.
Yeah, those were huge.
Yeah, I just that passed me by, I think. Or it was disposable income I didn't have in like 1989.
I mean, that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Brad Schroeder.
Schroeder. Oh yeah, he was a fashionista back in the day before there was such a thing. All right, boys. Should we bring this to close now that we've got Todd back to officially? I think we've been delaying the close, just hoping that Todd
So that I
would
could come
return.
back. I appreciate it, man. Everything exploded.
Sometimes it happens. Did your laptop actually crash?
It did. It did. Switcher blew up, and then my laptop crashed right after I tried to restart it.
Oh shit! But all is well now.
Oh, well, my
In the land
MacBook
of
is
Oz?
back up. It's odd
Yeah.
when MacBooks.
All right, so Todd, for your sake, I hope the Chiefs win tomorrow.
Thank you.
For my sake, I hope they fucking lose tomorrow. But
Thank
for
you.
everybody, I hope that the Super Bowl is an enjoyable time full of salty, delicious snacks and treats. As
All the
well
best
as
food.
Lots of beers and shots. To do, my next door neighbor mowed the lawn in Zubas in the late 90s. He was legendary.
I see what she's trying to do. She's just trying to make us buy
Yes,
ridiculous outfits.
This is the mind games that I'm subject to on a daily basis.
yeah.
Yeah, and now she's pulling you into her dark game.
I definitely see what she's doing here.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
this is one Lori ploy that I'm all for.
Don't give her license to continue to do this thing, Corey. Just say, "Oh, I see what you're doing." Like, don't tell her this is
dude,
awesome.
Just think of the legends we could be in Tawas.
Yeah, listen.
There
For
you
walking
go.
around all week.
Just be a legend.
No one is
Exactly.
No one becomes a legend by setting out to become a legend. It's either in us or it is not.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's in us. It'll be honest, though.
All right. That's the episode for the week. Please join us next week where we anticipate having Gina and Zeke on as guests on the 22nd, James Krabby Pappas, and on March 1st, Girl Dinner, in which we can't wait for Todd to explain the connection between their names and the chicken
Sam and the stripper Amber.
Yeah, absolutely. Until then, on behalf of Corey and Todd, this is Bob saying we'll see you next time. Peace out.